Well, here I am again, at last, with the second part of the final two videos in the Slow Mozart program. And this, of course, is about Mozart's 25th Piano Concerto in C major, Kirchhoff 503. The second movement is marked simply Andante. Its mood is generally serene and dignified, with a sense almost of space and, well, timelessness, I would say. Structurally, it's in sonata form without development. Throughout there is, and this is a very noticeable feature of a lot of Mozart's music by this stage, and indeed before this stage, there is very sensitive writing for the woodwinds. There's no hint of melancholy in this deceptively simple movement, which contrasts with the business and energy of the first movement, and also with the extraordinary liveliness and invention of the final rondo, which we'll get to in a little while. In other words, this slow movement, different from all the other slow movements in the piano concerto, is also a nice foil for what goes before and what goes after. And so, without further ado from me, here is the slow movement, the Andante, played by Andras Schiff. The final movement is not particularly fast, though the pianist is kept extremely busy for quite a lot of it, playing very rapid semiquaver triplets. It's marked allegretto, it's a rondo, that is to say there's a tune, and it keeps reappearing, and in between its reappearances there are what are called episodes, in which various different things happen. The opening is jaunty and rhythmic, and I'm going to play it in just a moment. What I would like to point out now is that I'll let it run on past the actual rondo theme itself a little bit, and you'll hear harmonic uncertainty creeping in with the cellos and basses and hints of minor key, as happened in the earlier the first movement. Here we go. Here's the theme. Just stop it there, you see what I mean? Anyway, the first episode is with the piano, which takes centre stage with lots of semiquaver triplets, as I said, and then introduces a beautiful artless tune, which is something like bum bum ba dee 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 da da dee dee da deedle 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 dum dum deedle 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 da deedle 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 dee. Piano is followed by the woodwinds repeating the tune, and it's just lovely. Eventually the rondo theme returns, first with the piano, then with the orchestra. There's a faint hint of a fugue, and then a new episode comes along, a bold tune on the piano. This is unsingable, but so you recognise it when it arrives, I'll make a sort of noise that might be a bit like it. It goes brum 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 dum dee dum bum 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 ba dee 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 da 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 dee 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 da 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 dee 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 dum brum 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 ba dee 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 dum bum 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 ba. That's the beginning. I think I'm singing it in the wrong key. Never mind. And that runs for a little while, and then there's one of my favourite moments in all of the Mozart piano concerti, when the orchestra suddenly introduce a major key change with 3 emphatic chords which seem to be saying, listen to this. And after that there is the most heart-stopping, melting little episode from the piano, and then the woodwinds. It's very, very beautiful and very, very tender. You wonder that 3 little falling notes can have such emotional power. After that the piano is relentlessly busy, duetting with woodwinds until the artless tune returns, the one I hummed earlier or pom-pommed earlier. This time it's held back even longer. First time round, we know there's a tune coming, and eventually it turns up. This time, I think there's an extra 2 or 3 bars in which it's held back. We know it's coming, but Mozart makes us wait very effectively. After that, he plays about with the rondo theme somewhat, decorating it with a few extra notes here and there, until eventually we sense that the music is moving towards its conclusion, which is arrived at triumphantly with the full orchestra providing an emphatic ending to this really extraordinary concerto. Here it is. And there you have it. Now, there are two little mistakes which are from earlier videos that I want to mention. I said at the very beginning in the first video that we'd hear from various pianists, and I mentioned Emil Gilels and Marie Pariah, but in fact neither of them appeared. Emil Gilels would have been helping us with the 27th piano concerto. We haven't actually touched that one. And Marie Pariah lost out in the slow movement of number 22 to Annie Fischer. So the other thing that was a mistake, is just a slip of the tongue or the mind or something, is that I did actually say that this, at one point, that the slow movement of number 23 was an F sharp major, and it's definitely not. It's an F sharp minor. Finally, I don't know if you know, but if you have a YouTube channel, YouTube very helpfully provides you with all sorts of data about the videos you've done and stuff. And among other things, it tells you how many times they've been watched. Now, these Mozart ones have been watched in quite a short period of time, very often, more often than almost anything else. So I think Mozart must be quite popular. So I think in the next program, we'll stay with Mozart just for one more program. And with what, I'm not quite sure yet, but we'll think of something. Anyway, that's it for now.